Let's bring in Illinois Republican Congresswoman Mary Miller and the Community Roundtable Director, Chicago resident Kata Trust. It is great to have you both on. Kata, to you first. The Fox News headline just reads, simply put it up on the screen, at least 58 shot, 8 killed in Chicago over Labor Day weekend, as the city rejects Trump's help. I mean, and your governor says Trump is manufacturing a crisis here, Kata. What do you think about that?
Well, first, though, the fact of the matter is Governor Pritzker is not on the streets of Chicago, so he doesn't know what's being manufactured. And even when he is on the streets of Chicago, he has armed bodyguards that follow him everywhere he goes. I'm sure that if the citizens of Chicago had armed protection 24 hours a day on a daily basis, they would feel safe as well. And so that is why those of us who are happy to hear that something is going to happen to curb the violence here in Chicago are excited about the National Guard coming, because we want change. We want something different. We want to feel safe.
Yeah, Kata was talking about the governor there, Congresswoman, and I want to get your take here because this is some sound from the governor.
We know before anything has happened here that the Trump plan is to use any excuse to deploy armed military personnel to Chicago. None of this is about fighting crime or making Chicago safer.
Yet in D.C., it was all about fighting crime, Congresswoman, and it worked and is working beautifully so far.
Yes, well, Governor Pritzker is a failed governor, and he's dwelling in delusions and lies. Today, we're talking about crime, and he's gaslighting the people in the great city of Chicago. For 13 consecutive years, Chicago has led the country in the number of murders in cities. And in light of per capita, Chicago's murder rate is 3 times higher than Los Angeles, 5 times higher than New York City, and 15 times higher than Delhi, India. And President Trump is not warning that he's bringing in the National Guard. He is promising that he's bringing in the National Guard, and I hope he brings them in tonight.
Meantime, you have, and you may know this person, this is Chicago pastor Corey Brooks said the following here, Kata, and I'll get your response.
Yeah.
Southside of Chicago is a war zone. In 2023, the city suffered 617 homicides and over 2,000 shooting incidents, with neighborhoods like Inglewood and Woodlawn, where I live, suffering the most. Just a few weeks ago, I stood over the body of a man shot dead. Hundreds of young souls will be shot dead by year's end.
And he's said this before, and sadly, Kata, he's correct.
He is correct. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, and a question I want to pose to Brandon Johnson and Pritzker, both of them have come out against President Trump and his help for the city of Chicago, but neither one of them have once came with a plan to curb the violence here. You've heard nothing from either of them about what aspects they have in place or what they're planning to do in light of the troops coming here. So I mean, let them come.
Yeah, it's almost like the entire Democratic Party, Kata Trust, is it's nothing. There's no policies, no plan. It's all about resisting Trump. The former head of the Chicago Police Department had some very interesting comments, and this is one of them, Congresswoman, and I'll get your final comment. Watch this.
He thinks affordable housing is the key. Ridiculous. You ask why they don't want to do it. If I'm going to say a simple answer, I think they're afraid. I think they are afraid that people will see what can be done if politicians commit to taking action and really want to make a difference. That's the only reason I can think of, because otherwise it makes no sense. And if you look at what Mayor Bowser has done in D.C., she's embraced it, and it's made a huge difference. I wish they would learn from her.
Yeah, but I think he makes a valid point there, Congresswoman. They won't learn because it's not about learning. It's not about laying out policies. It's about resisting the president.
Yes, and this is not a partisan issue. Every American family, whether you're Democrat or Republican, deserves to be safe. And a good leader is going to make sure that the country is safe and secure. And he secured the borders. And now he's going to look to tamp down crime so that people can be safe in their communities. President Trump cares and loves the American people, and he's going to prove it by showing up, sending the Guard to Chicago and cleaning up the crime problem like he did in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Congresswoman Mary Miller, Kata Trust, great to have you both on. Thank you. Well, meantime, the president is moving U.S. Space Command head